Victorious, Liv and Maddie, Good Luck Charlie, and Pretty Little Liars. What do these four shows have in common? They all depicted extremely toxic relationships, sold them to us, and convinced us that this was normal. Whether it's a song or a movie, entertainment is powerful. It can affect our emotions, thought processes, and how we view the world. This is why when you listen to a sad song, you'll eventually start feeling sad. Or when you play an upbeat song, it can hype you up. Or when you rewatch your favorite childhood movie, feel this overwhelming wave of nostalgia. When I was a kid, my favorite movie was Bratz, and although many people said it was a horrible live-action remake, I loved it. Because of this movie, I truly believed when I turned 16, I would find BFFs and get a boyfriend. So when it didn't happen, I was extremely disappointed.
How rude!
My original point. Entertainment is powerful. These Disney and Nickelodeon shows knew this and often depicted toxic relationships as something to aspire to. Yeah, Jade and Beck argued a ton, but aren't you supposed to argue with the love of your life? And even though Maddie and Josh's relationship was healthy, secure, and made the most sense, Diggy is who she should be with because he was her first love. Who cares if Spencer cheated on Teddy? They're soulmates. And yes, Ezra's a full-grown adult, dating a high schooler, a minor, but that's okay. You just don't get it. The things we watch and are presented as children can desensitize and trick us into believing that healthy and secure is bad, meanwhile toxic is actually good and exciting. You may not think it's a big deal, but these shows impacted how young people view relationships and who they choose to enter one with. A tiny fly may seem insignificant until it begins buzzing around your head and almost enters your ear. An assignment due at 11:59 p.m. isn't that deep until it's 11 p.m. and you still got nothing. These relationships and characters may not seem like a big deal until you realize you're the very one who's dating a Beck or a Jade, the one who's in an abusive, manipulative relationship where there seems to be no way out. The small stuff really adds up and affects us all, so grab a snack and pay attention. Unless you were living under a rock, Victorious was probably one of your favorite shows as a kid, launching the careers of Victoria Justice, Ariana Grande, Liz Gillies, and so many more. Behind the iconic songs and the really weird relationship between Tori's parents.
When does Dad get back in town?
Not till Sunday.
Well, can't you call his partner?
Okay, I'll text Gary.
Yeah, text Gary, I like that guy.
I know, he's handsome, right?
Kinda.
Lies the spiteful, venomous, and toxic relationship of Jade and Beck. As I have rewatched the show, it's clear that both Jade and Beck have some serious issues that they never addressed. This unhealthy dynamic fostered a relationship marked by emotional tension and constant strain. Jade's first issue, insecurity and jealousy. From the moment Tori came to Hollywood Arts, Jade could not stand her. She was so unbelievably cruel and obnoxious to a girl who didn't even do anything to her. And as the show progresses, Jade's insecurity and jealousy towards Tori manifests in immature and often spiteful actions, all driven by her fear of losing Beck to another girl. In the very first episode, Jade pours coffee on Tori in front of the whole class to not only publicly disgrace her, but to discourage her from quote-unquote stealing her man. She pretends that Tori punches her in the face for real during their stage fighting scene, and even uses makeup to give herself a black eye, all in an attempt to destroy Tori's good reputation amongst her peers. When Tori lands the lead role in a school play, she cannot stand it. So she sends Tori bush daisies, aka flowers that Tori is deathly allergic to in the show. Jade is also notorious for mocking Tori throughout the entirety of the series. Research shows that constant and excessive mocking can lead to issues such as depression, anxiety, and suicide ideation.
Oh, really? This doesn't look familiar?
Well, hello, boys. My name is Tori Vega. Buy me some licorice and I'll give you a kiss.
Did she not say?
It shouldn't be that hard to find someone to put up the money. Well, maybe you'll meet a handsome young doctor, get married, and share a soda pop.
I don't talk like a movie star from the 1940s!
According to an article written by Neurolaunch, when we feel inadequate, putting others down can provide a temporary boost to our own ego. It's like climbing a social ladder, pushing others off of the rugs below us. Jade mocking Tori actually reveals her own insecurity. All of Jade's actions were driven by jealousy and her deep-seated fear that Beck would choose Tori instead of her. Is it normal to feel jealous over your man? Absolutely. But when you attack random girls simply because you think they want to snatch him from you, there's a problem. Which leads me to Jade's second issue, daddy issues. In the show, we see that Jade does not have a good relationship with her father. She literally had to beg him to come and watch the play she put on, and even when he comes, he barely says anything.
Dad?
Jade?
Just say whether you liked it or not.
Due to a lack of a male figure in her life, she was drawn to Beck. She didn't feel safe and secure with her dad, but she could feel that way if she had a boyfriend. Because of the emotional distance she had with her father, even when Beck was kind of warm towards her, she pushes him away.
We're gonna have to finish this sooner or later.
Later!
Hey, how you feeling?
My eye hurts.
Oh yeah, which one?
I want coffee.
What's the magic word?
Get me some coffee?
Now, this probably was not the writer's intentions, but notice how a laugh track was placed over this scene. Haha, it's so funny when you're rude and mean to your boyfriend, but in reality it's not. It's this type of toxic behavior that can cause feelings of resentment towards one's partner and cause them to give up on a relationship altogether. And this, ladies and gentlemen, leads me to Jade West's final issue: poor communication skills. In season 3, there's an episode when all the kids go on Sijin's dating show, where Beck and Jada get titled the worst couple. This deeply bothers Beck. Now, I'm going to show you this scene because I know it's been a hot minute since either of us have watched the show, so I want you to understand it in its full context.
Just say A, B, or C.
B!
Maybe it was A.
I don't care!
I'm not happy with our relationship.
When Beck tries talking to her about this, instead of listening to her boyfriend, she instead invalidates him.
This is not funny.
Right! What's funny is you freaking out over a dumb game show!
We were voted worst couple, and the other two couples weren't even real couples, and one had Robbie in it. Don't you think Jade and I fight a lot?
Sure. Yeah, but all boyfriends and girlfriends fight a lot, don't they?
Yeah, unhealthy ones do. Now, is it normal for couples to get into arguments? Yes. I mean, even families fight with each other. But when you are constantly fighting with your boyfriend or girlfriend day in, day out, 24/7, with no break, no rest, there is a problem. That is not healthy. And now that we've covered all of Jade's issues, let's really get into Beck's, okay? Because the boy's not no angel. Even though he has a cute face, his actions toward his own girlfriend aren't that cute. And I would even argue that Beck's own problems impacted the relationship way more than Jade's. I know some of you Beck defenders out there are going to be angry, but one of Beck's very first issues is that he's unfaithful. In the very first episode, Beck kisses Tori while they're performing a monologue. Oh, but they were acting. It was improv. It doesn't mean anything. Imagine if your partner was a lawyer, right, and told you before going to work, hey, I have to go kiss my client in court today, but it's just for the case. It doesn't mean anything. Would you really buy that?
Oh, no, 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 oh, no, no, no!
In one episode, all of Tori's friends take turns driving her to school because she doesn't have her license yet. And a very strange scenario happens. It is revealed that on several different occasions, Beck has driven random girls to school. I suspect with Jade not knowing, of course. Please, I beg you, watch these next clips, and you will quickly realize that all of Jade's insecurity and jealousy are actually completely understandable and are only further perpetuated by Beck's poor actions.
When you offered to pick me up this morning, I didn't know you'd have other passengers.
Sometimes girls just show up at my house and ask for rides to school.
Isn't he sweet?
No, he's an idiot. What do you mean that on multiple different occasions you have driven random chicks to school? Are you this stupid? Are you actually this slow? You're telling me you don't have eyes to see that you're clearly a good-looking young guy, and because of that, there are multiple girls that want to flirt with you. Regarding this scene, people love to bring up the fact that, oh my gosh, Jade and Beck were broken up, so it doesn't matter. What? Something you need to understand, if you've ever seen any teen drama show, you know that when a couple is really off, they're actually not. And when they're on, they're actually not. There is really no difference as to whether or not Jade and Beck are together or they're broken up. It doesn't matter in this scene. Throughout the entire series, Beck keeps on acting confused as to why Jade keeps acting crazy jealous and super controlling. He doesn't understand the reason as to why she keeps acting that way. Meanwhile, Homeboy here keeps giving her several different reasons to act that way. And this brings me to Beck Oliver's second most obvious issue. He is flirtatious and fails to reject other girls. Throughout the show, even though Beck is flirty with a bunch of different girls, he and Tori always had chemistry. Even when Tori tries to shut it down, Beck persists. In one episode, he even tried to kiss her and would have if Tori didn't reject him. Even in the pilot, when Tori accidentally spills her drink on him and starts wiping his shirt, Beck just stood there smiling.
Oh my gosh.
It's cool.
No, here. I think it's coming out.
You might be making it worse, actually.
In this episode, when their whole gang's at karaoke dokie, it's so obvious that this girl's into him, but Beck just chooses to act blind to it.
First time here? If you get nervous, I'll hold your hand.
Why are you looking at Andre? Can you not speak? Ugh!
You have insane hair.
Yeah.
Moves her hand, but yet still keeps his hand on top of her own. Okay.
Miss, he has a girlfriend.
I don't see her.
Turn around. Now you see her.
Beck had every opportunity here to tell this girl that he has a girlfriend, that he's taken, but he didn't. And this leads me to Beck's third and last issue, female friends unknown to Jade. Beck knew Jade like the back of his hand. He knew that she could get insecure and crazy jealous and super controlling because of this. Any good boyfriend would want to avoid making their girlfriend have any reason to doubt their love and faithfulness to them, but Beck didn't. In season 1, Beck becomes friends with this one girl named Alyssa Vaughn, without Jade knowing. So, when she hears, she freaks out.
Listen, Alyssa Vaughn is just a friend.
Yeah, a friend who's already sent you 6 text messages today. 7.
Instead of listening and validating her concern about this random girl she's never met before, Beck dismisses her and acts like Jade's simply overreacting.
Oh, and I don't like your new little relationship with Alyssa Vaughn.
It's a text message.
Yeah, a text that made your girlfriend feel uncomfortable. You see, the problem here is that Beck just has so many lady friends and he just doesn't tell Jade about them. Maybe if he did, things wouldn't blow up like this. There is no girl who feels 100% comfortable with her man being buddy-buddy with some random girl, nor is there any guy who's 100% comfortable with his girl being buddy-buddy with some random guy. There's this one episode when the whole gang is FaceTiming because they have to write a draft for one of their script writing classes, and Beck's holding a puppy, and when he's asked whose puppy it is, he says it's for his friend, who's a cheerleader. So when Jade finds out about this, she obviously freaks out and goes over to see who this mysterious cheerleader is. But the gag is, it's a 9-year-old girl. Beck was just watching her puppy for her while she was at a competition. And when Jade calls him out as to why he never told her this crucial piece of information, he puts the blame on her. No, the blame is on you. You know how your girlfriend is. Instead of easing her and telling her, oh, she's just a little kid who's my neighbor, you instead freak her out and get her all worked up. What the heck is wrong with you? And this, my friends, is what happens when one becomes attracted to toxicity. Since Beck and Jade are officially broken up, Tori's trying to play matchmaker for him and this one girl. And she's really sweet and kind, but there's an obvious issue. She doesn't think for herself. She doesn't have a backbone. Anything Beck likes, she likes. Anything Beck wants to do, she wants to do. She has no individuality of her own, no mind of her own. And Beck ends up pulling away. So when Tori asks him about this is what he has to say.
Meredith is nice, too nice. I've learned something about myself. I just think I like dating a girl who, fights back. A girl who's got strong opinions, and a big mouth.
Why?
Because it's not easy. Easy's boring.
Let me get this straight. A big mouth, hot-tempered girl. This is the type of person you want to date? That's not normal. That's toxic. This scene reveals that Beck wants and is attracted to toxicity. He is attracted to girls that fight with him. Girls who raise his blood pressure. Notice he doesn't say he wants a girl who is strong or knows how to stand up for herself. He wants a big mouth, loud, quarrelsome girl. All those adjectives describe someone who has a nasty attitude, someone who isn't mature enough to control their emotions. Jade and Beck get back together in this episode. Everyone knows that they're not good together, that they're not healthy, but none of the characters care. The show doesn't care. The show wants you, 8 to 12-year-old you, to believe that this is aspirational, that even though they fight nonstop, verbally and emotionally abuse one another, and refuse to acknowledge the other person's feelings, this is what true love looks like. This is such a malicious lie. In case you didn't know, true love doesn't give you anxiety attacks, nor does it make you feel uneasy 24/7. True love doesn't make you second guess who you are or what action you should take. Love is peace, it's kind, it's patient. True love will put you at ease, encourage you, and help you become a better person. The best example of true love that I can give is what Jesus did on the cross. It didn't feel good to be disgraced in such a manner, but he chose to surrender to it anyway. Jesus willingly endured the agony to restore us back to God again. Love is not a feeling. True love is sacrificial and peaceful, something that Beck and Jade rarely do for each other. Honestly, Joanne and Noah from Nobody Wants This are the best example of a healthy couple. Even though Joanne is so complicated and complex, Noah still is patient with her and incredibly understanding. He loves her and is not afraid to let her know it. And the scene when Joanne came into the synagogue to listen to her man preach his sermon is so sweet to me because she's not Jewish, but her boyfriend is, and she wants to actually care about his own interest. Beck and Jade's relationship is dysfunctional because these are two individuals with wounds they refuse to address. They're also two growing teenagers, and all of us who remember those years know that they were crazy, but with some pretty intense emotions. Their failure to properly communicate with each other, their inability to work on themselves, and the fact that they're two immature teenagers who don't comprehend what love actually is, all contribute to their relationship being a hot mess.
I would like to have a girlfriend I can talk to without it turning into a screaming match.
Yeah, well, I'd like a boyfriend who other girls don't stare at all the time.
I feel so bad for Kat in this scene. She just... someone please help this girl.